Hi Queens, welcome back to QueensDare2Talk. I'm Joanna.
I'm Rhonda.
I'm Linda.
And today we are going to be discussing how to come back from public humiliation. Recently, Nicki Minaj and the City Girls was in the blogs because the City Girls apparently dissed Nicki Minaj in 2017.
To quote, we're going to take a snippet of the quote. In 2017, they said they wanted Cardi B to push Nicki Minaj to the back. And they didn't like her. Of the industry.
Okay.
The female rapping artist industry.
And now they want to do a song with her. And yes, they've since reconciled and they've made up and they're cool again. But Nicki said, I forgive you, but I will never forget. And so I wanted to pose the question to you guys. How do you come back from public humiliation? Like, it's, as humans, yes, it's easy to say, oh, I forgive you. But in the back of your mind, it's always there.
It is. And I agree with her. You should forgive but never forget, because that person showed you what they were capable of.
Right.
And you have to keep that in mind when you're engaging with them.
Okay.
Learn from the experience.
Okay. So if we fast forward or change the scenario from it being friends or somebody, strangers publicly disrespecting you, let's say your spouse or your partner cheating on you, and everybody know,
Right.
like they see them in a grocery store, they see them walking down the street,
And they got the baby though.
they got the baby, or yes, like Chris Brown, he had a whole nother baby on
and it was Karuchi. Yes.
Right. So like, how do you come back from that?
A lot of alcohol. And a little bit of Tiger Woods' wife when she went up and when she
Lean on
went
your
wild.
friends and family
I agree.
for support.
You so
I
positive.
agree. Yes.
You so positive.
Yeah.
I agree with that. And also, understand that everybody goes through something, and just because yours was public doesn't mean other people are battling with it. I mean, I respect.
You mean not battling with it?
Yeah, I'm sorry. That are yes,
that are not battling.
Yes. And even like find a vehicle to properly deal with your pain, as i.e. Beyonce, when her husband, publicly embarrassed her, she monetized it by creating a vehicle to just discuss, release her pain, her trauma, and she just figured out how to monetize it. I'm not saying you have to go to that extreme, but definitely work through the pain and the hurt that you're going through, and in order for you to reestablish and re-engage with that said individual.
And try not to isolate yourself.
Yes, definitely. Like as you said, lean on your friends and family. Don't be afraid to talk about it. You don't have to tell them everything, but you can definitely talk about how you feel. So that you can get the emotional support that you need.
They so positive. I say you come back from public humiliation by embarrassing them in the public. Okay?
Oh no, I'm a living witness to that. I've embarrassed a couple of men in public the way they embarrassed me.
Them in public. Like, what was the movie?
But then it's a back and forth, constant back and forth.
No, it ain't, because I'm gonna end it right there.
It's fine. I'm about to tell y'all an example. Y'all remember the movie How to Think Like a Man?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay, and you remember the scene where Taraji went on the date with the guy? Was it Taraji?
Yes.
It was Taraji.
Yes.
She went on a date with the man, and then they came out the restaurant, and the minivan pulled up, and the wife opened the door.
Oh yeah.
And the little boy said, "Who is you with my daddy?"
Yes. Right.
Yes. I'm going to embarrass you like that.
Yes.
You embarrass me, I'm going to embarrass you like that. I'm going to make it so you got a scarlet letter on your forehead. So that it's a scarlet letter. So nobody wants you.
Right.
That's how I'm dealing with public humiliation.
Right. My
Y'all so
petty
positive.
twin right here.
Yeah.
I can piggyback off of that. I've been through that. I've been through that in my younger years. Yes, and you make me cry, I make you cry. And just like if you embarrass me in front of your friends, they gonna see you get embarrassed. But I've grown, and as Linda says, lean on family and friends.
Yes.
And learn to
try
forgive.
not to isolate yourself.
and you know, forgive.
Individuals who have been subject to the most severe and public humiliation frequently experience feelings of hopelessness, helplessness, and sometimes suicide.
Right, and that's
so you have to watch.
And that's speaking to the sensitive part of it, that you gotta realize that your actions have consequences, and people internalize them, and then they can have that or actually act on it.
Right.
So you have to, if you care about people and you love them, you have to be mindful of your actions and how you're treating them, privately and publicly.
I don't think a lot of people do, because it goes back to the fact that people are just not self-aware, and they don't think that the little things that they do is really, like, they don't think of it as a big deal. Like, if you are out in public with your spouse and you guys are talking and somebody raises their voice, or they say, "Oh, shut up, stupid." To you, it's just, did you just call me stupid in a grocery store?
Right.
And all these people looking at me, all of a sudden, like, all the ads is like, it's not even that serious, but you saying shut up stupid to me, you just like, oh, shut up stupid. But to me, it's like everyone in the grocery store now has heard you
and have their opinion,
and they like, blink if you need help. Right. Blink twice if you need help. You know?
Right.
So, and I feel like you could have a conversation when you get in the car, like, hey, honey, don't talk to me like that. But then I don't think that the person would be like, it was a big deal, because in their minds,
they're not aware.
I always tell you to shut up, stupid.
Right.
You know, like, so I don't know if people think that when they do something to you, it's like, oh, this is just normal conversation. This is normal banter for us. It's not that big of a deal. But you being on the receiving end of it feels like, yes, you disrespected me. Like, you humiliated me. And now you expect me to be cool with you. Or
like nothing, like it's just,
like nothing happened.
Yeah, like nothing happened. And so, yeah, you're right. You have to be cognizant of how you talk to your loved ones in public, because people are paying attention. And that person shouldn't have to endure.
I'll just cut you out of my life.
Right. Really? That person shouldn't have to endure, you know, that type of mistreatment.
Yeah.
Yeah, cut them.
I feel publicly humiliated when I take my kids to the grocery store and I tell them before we get out the car, when we get in this store, don't you touch nothing. Don't you ask for nothing. Don't you cry. Don't you do nothing. I just want you to walk or sit in the basket and don't say nothing. And then we get in the store and they all of a sudden, hey, I want this. Why are you not listening to me? You don't never let us get no Rice Krispie treats.
I just want this, mommy. You asked for 20 different things down 20 different aisles, but now you just want this.
Oh, okay. Here's a more specific example. My oldest daughter, when she was younger, I think we went to Wegmans, and she was crying because she wanted something specific, and I had already said to her, no, you can't have it. Right. So she starts crying, and a lady who now is coming in the aisle with us sees her crying and just sees me. That's my thing. I'm not paying no attention. She said, are you okay, little girl? And I said, she fine. She don't need nothing. She's okay. Like, you know, back when my daughter, and she's looking at me like, oh my gosh, this child is being abused. And I told her, I said, no. She's just crying because she want what she want, and I told her no. Right. And she was like, well, what is it? I'm like, she don't need nothing. Right. She's fine. Go on about your day. Mind your business. Right. Because she's fine. So, you know, I ended up getting her what she needed, but I didn't give it to her right then and there. But that's a form of public humiliation.
Yes, it is.
The little kids. And, you know,
acting out in public.
How I come back from that, you ain't getting nothing.
Exactly.
I'm going to buy it, and then I'm going to eat it in front of your face and say, next time, I'm going to need you to get your act together.
Yes. My petty sister.
You're not going to humiliate me.
You're not going to humiliate me.
Take my kid in the bathroom like this. Stop it.
Exactly. Exactly. Because when I get you home,
I'm going to tear that up.
We gonna have a conversation, and you ain't gonna like how it starts and ends.
Right. And I don't, as little kids, they're not thinking that, oh, I'm embarrassing my parent. No, you are, because people gonna think I didn't just, you don't have no home training. Right. Like, that's always the go-to. Oh, look at that child. They ain't got no home training. They
oh my gosh, look at her the mother's just sitting
and that is not the case. I'm just
not gonna participate in
it. I'm gonna ignore you. And then when we get home, we're gonna talk about it.
Exactly.
Or not.
We're gonna have.
We're gonna handle it.
Something's gonna happen.
Yes. And what goes on in your house
stays in your house.
Stays in the house, exactly.
as long as you loving on your kids and treating them right.
Yes.
Right.
And I've never been publicly cheated on. I've never been cheated on that I know of. So therefore, it's not public. But I've never been in a situation where someone has cheated on me. Now, I have been publicly humiliated. When I was in the 5th grade, this little guy, he called me Joanna Iguana. He called me Joanna Iguana, and it stuck with me. Clearly, it stuck with me. He really hurt my feelings. Like,
can you apologize?
If you find me on Instagram or Facebook, can you please apologize? Because I just want you to know that really hurt my feelings. It was humiliating because our science pet was an iguana. Oh, and she's laughing. He called me Joanna Iguana. My mom braided my hair up in like a mohawk, and it was over, and it was really embarrassing. And so I changed. I said, okay, you know what? When I get to middle school, I'm reinventing myself. I'm not going to be called Joanna, but that's my name, so I had to go with it.
I fell on my butt bowling.
Oh, that's not
what everybody
That's
falls.
not,
Especially if you were drinking. That's understandable.
I made a strike though.
You was getting your Fred Flintstone on?
Yeah.
Yabba dabba
And I
dabba
slipped, and I was
doo.
like, boop. That's how I made a strike though. So,
Guys, as discussed, I was publicly humiliated when I was younger by a boyfriend. I wasn't a boyfriend. Some guy I was dating. He lied and said he wasn't married, and he was. And all his friends knew he was married, of course, but I didn't know until we were otherwise engaged in adult behavior, and then he wouldn't disclose it to me. So I, embarrassed him back.
Wow. Wait, how'd you embarrass him? I want to know. Is it something you can share or no?
no.
I messed with his best friend.
Oh, wow.
Okay, it's juicy.
Yeah,
so like with that, would you feel like it is the friend's obligation to tell you?
No, he didn't. I mean, if you're a friend, you're a friend. You're supposed to mind your business. So he shouldn't have told. He wasn't my friend. He was his friend. So he wasn't supposed to tell me.
What you think, Linda? I'm gonna get y'all opinions before I say what I gotta say.
Would you want your friends to shut up if you was engaging in something?
No.
Hey, you want them to tell him? You want them to tell the other guy?
Yeah.
For real?
Yeah.
So wait, so if you was doing something, you would want us to tell the person?
Exactly. You would want us to tell the guy what you doing? No.
Right.
No. Never mind.
Never, ever. You would be like, you're not a friend. You never were a friend. I hate you. Don't speak to me ever again. What goes on with us stays with us. I mean, so that's how I felt.
Yeah, that's where the double standard comes in. And also the girl code, bro code. Because I feel like the guy should tell the guy, like, hey, yo, what are you doing?
did tell him he was messed up, but he wouldn't tell me what was going on. Because actually, he actually said to me, because he was trying to holler at me at first, the best friend. But, he kind of circled the other guy, the guy I was dealing with, circumvented him. But he thought I did know.
Okay.
Because I wasn't hanging around him. I just met them at the same time. But I wasn't hanging around both of them much. Because they were neighbors.
Okay.
So, yeah, which makes it even more
Okay, so situation. I had a girlfriend. We're not cool no more.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
She was fooling around on the dude, but I became real good friends with her dude.
See, that's different.
And I felt that he needed to know.
Well, yeah, that's different because
But
y'all
she got
developed a
mad at me
friendship.
because she was like, you must want him. And I was like,
But what?
so now I just don't get involved with anything.
Because that's a lesson
I just keep
you
my
learn.
mouth closed.
But that's a sticky situation, because what if you have a friend and you're friend with your friend and then her spouse, but then there's something going on with the friend and it's like, I want to tell the spouse but I don't want to, because when he finds out, he's gonna be embarrassed.
Right.
Yeah.
And then what if he be looking at you sideways like you knew all along?
And if he finds out that you knew,
right,
that's impactful.
So
And it draws a wedge between you and him.
and,
It causes confusion.
and then if you say something to him, it then draws a wedge between you and your friend. So it's kind of like, how do you
drink wine and mind your own business?
Mind your business, yeah.
Die with it.
But would you want somebody to tell you? That's what I'm saying. Like, how do you recover from that public humiliation?
But some people,
especially with mental health issues, some people don't have the mental capacity to handle it, especially if it's something that's like on social media. And
but here's the double sword: they will look at you as the one that interrupted their happiness.
That's true.
So that's true.
You bring in discord in that house.
Yeah.
Keep your mouth closed. Throw it away.
Die with it.
I've been in too many situations. I just keep my mouth closed. Yeah. I just be like,
I didn't have a clue. She's lying. Or he's lying. I didn't know nothing. They just need an scapegoat.
That's true.
And I've told people, if you say something, if my name get put in it, I'm a lie like hell and say I ain't know.
My name is Bennett and
I ain't in it. I ain't know. She just needed a scapegoat. I had no idea, and she know I ain't had no idea. And say just like that, prove it. Prove it.
Well, I think depending on the caliber of the situation, it's kind of hard. Okay, so when you guys get a chance, there's a show on HBO Max. It's called Scenes from a Marriage, and basically it's about a married couple. The wife decided one day she woke up and she didn't want to be married anymore.
Okay.
She didn't want to be married and she didn't want to be a mom. Wow. She just kind of wanted to. She found someone and she just wanted to start over. And her husband's kind of looking at her like, what the heck? So she tells her husband on Monday. Tuesday, she's packed her bags and she's leaving.
Dang. Wow.
And he's like, where are you going? Like, okay, blah, blah, blah. He tries to reach out to their mutual friends and they're kind of like at like this weird pause. And he's like, wait, did you know? Did you know? And the friends are like, yeah, we knew. And they're like, you didn't say anything to me? Like, you guys didn't give me a heads up that, and they're like, well, we don't get married, we don't get involved in married people's drama. Right. And it's kind of embarrassing because now he's stuck with their daughter. He has no friends, he has no wife, and he's like in this weird
bubble by
himself. And he's like, I don't know who to trust because you guys knew what was going on around me and you didn't even tell me.
Right. Well, you always have to stay cognizant of, even when you're married, who friend is that?
Is this my white friend or is this my
friend? Just because you're spending time, people spend time with you, but you always have to say, are they hanging out with me because of my wife or me?
That's true.
So even okay, so let's say you got double couples, and the guy, the wife, the friend brings her husband. So the husband is the guy's friend because they become close, and the wife is the wife's friend, right? So they become close because initially it started between the two wives. So if the guy knows, he might feel obligated because he's the guy's friend.
Right.
But the wife is the friend of the, is the female's wife's friend. Golly, how can you say this makes sense?
Yes.
So the two females are friends initially.
Yes.
So their loyalty is to each other. So it depends on who knows what. The husband might not have an idea.
Yeah.
The wife may she's not going to disclose to the other husband, hey, your wife is out here doing this. But let's say that the husband found out about it, got wind of it, he might be like, yo, you need to pay attention to X, Y, Z because we homies, Right. So it all depends on who knows what and who is friends with whom.
So you would say if you knew, give your friend a heads up.
Yeah. Right. Your friend should.
Whoever I'm loyal friends to is the person that's supposed to disclose.
Okay.
So
you'd be like, you're fucking up and this blah blah blah.
Exactly. Yeah, get it together.
Get it together.
That's true.
So yeah, I mean, you always have to keep that in mind, even in marriage. Who is the friend of who?
Right.
Yeah. And then it's like once the dust settles, depending on the severity of the situation, you should definitely get some type of therapy. Like, I'm an advocate for therapy.
Yes.
I advocate it. I say it's something you need to do. If your health insurance will cover it, get it done. I think that it's important because they don't tell you what to do. They provide you with the necessary tools
exactly
to get to that point.
They help you make the best
process.
decision for you.
Right.
Not tell you what to do.
Yeah.
So, always keep that in mind when you're seeking therapists. No one should ever tell you what to do. They should help give you tools, as Joanna has said, to figure it out for yourself.
And if you decide to move on with that person, like in the Nicki Minaj City Girls situation, like I think she said, I forgive, but I don't forget. Mm-hmm. Not saying, okay, we're cool. Mm-hmm. I'm gonna move past it, and I'm gonna forget all your transgressions. No, I'm going to forgive you. We're gonna move past it, but I'm also gonna be thinking about. I'm gonna be conscious of
your behavior,
what you've done to me, your behavior,
right.
how you move, and forgive me if I have trust issues moving forward when it comes to you. However, we can still be cool. Mm-hmm. But I'm sleeping with one eye open.
Exactly. I'm cognizant of your actions, your words, and your behavior.
Well, guys, thank you for tuning in to Queens Dare to Talk. We enjoyed talking about this topic this week, and we're going to try to talk about a little bit more trending topics and blend them into real life situations that we've experienced ourselves. Be sure to comment in the comment section below, how have you dealt with public humiliation if you've experienced any type of public humiliation. Be sure to follow us on Instagram at QueensDare2Talk.
Yes.
I'm Joanna.
I'm Rhonda.
I'm Linda.
And we'll see you next week.
Bye.